What is going on, you guys? My name is Josh, and you are watching one of the very, very only video episodes of the Triple Thrift podcast. Down below, we got my man Joey Bada 22, and over there to, I guess, your right, we have Drew Profit Monsters. We are all three resellers, and we're all three YouTubers, and we like to talk about that from time to time. So, boys, we were talking a little bit in the beginning about some stuff, but we can take the conversation wherever you guys want to go. How's your weeks? How's your weeks been?
Joey, you go.
My week's been, in the last month's been pretty crazy. Just trying to figure out what to do with all my inventory, moving it around a lot, and just listing a bunch and just trying to. If you guys don't know, I'm going through a lot with me and Destiny, so things have been going on, and I'm just trying to focus on creating more listings and just get back to normal of what I've been taught to do from my boys here and just everybody else. Just really, I'm just nervous to even talk about it, but it's just something that has to be said, and I'm ready to move on and just let the cat out of the bag, but let's go. I'm ready to focus on just myself and grind it out. So what's going on, Drew? What up, buddy?
Things are good, man. I can't complain at all. Sales have, from the last couple podcasts, my sales are doing a lot better. I've been grinding. I've been listing a lot every day. I've been staying extremely disciplined in cross-posting. It's been doing really good for me. Right before we got on the podcast here, I was doing a couple listings and I had 3 sales come through from 3 different platforms. I sold Dutch oven Magnolite pot for $70 plus shipping on eBay. I sold a pair of Hokas on Facebook Marketplace for $60. And then I sold something else on Poshmark. I don't remember what it was, or Depop, one of the two. So, things are just doing really good for me right now. The family is great. The boys are growing. It's crazy just to see see them grow up and just be able, it's such a blessing to be able to be a reseller and just watch my boys grow up and not have to miss anything. My son comes home from school, I can help him with his homework, or I can cuddle on the couch with him and watch a movie, or whatever. And, I just work around my family with my business, where when Asher's in school, I can go thrifting, or when, kids are sleeping, I can go in my office and grind out listings. And man, things are just great. I haven't really been putting out a ton of YouTube content just because I've been focusing so much on trying to get my numbers up for Q4, and just trying to hit some goals there, as well as, the YouTube thing has always been back burner for me. I've got probably 3 or 4 videos recorded, but when I start editing them and putting them out there, I'm I put out one video and I uploaded it, and there was a 2-second clip that demonetized my video for a copyright strike. It's every time I try to make a thrifting video,
True.
Area.
I've told you this multiple times, just in case somebody's watching this who's a YouTuber. Anytime you make a YouTube video, you always upload it as unlisted first. You never it's a common thing. Everybody just I'll just upload it as public, and then whenever it's done.
No. I never list it as public. I list them as private or unlisted. But then I get the notification that I got a copyright strike, and then I still have to delete it, go back and edit the video, find the clip that was copyrighted, talk over it, and it's I'm kind of done making thrifting videos, unless it's a flea market or garage sale type thing, if I start doing those more, because my Goodwills play music so loud that it's nearly impossible to get footage unless it's me talking over it. And nobody wants to watch a video of okay, guys, so here I am in this Goodwill and I'm picking up this Nerf gun. People just want to watch. When you watch the garage sale videos, and you, Josh, at flea markets and stuff, they want to hear your interactions with the vendors. They want to just watch what you're picking up, and that's how all the big guys do it. Froggy Flips, Part-Time Pickers, they're not voicing over everything. They're just, doing the flea market, and people are watching. Yeah. It's so hard in my thrift stores because the music is always so loud. So anyway, it's my fault for not being better at editing, but I'll get there one day. Congratulations, Josh. hit 200,000 subscribers on YouTube last
Dude,
night
it's
as we're
crazy.
recording this. What an incredible feat of an accomplishment. And yeah, man, how's it feel?
Honestly, it doesn't really feel any different. Like, I mean, it's again, everything happens so gradually. Like, there's not like a big difference between 199,000 subscribers and 200,000. Honestly, there's not a big difference between 100,000 and 200,000. Like, once you get past 100,000, everything just kind of, the growth is so incremental that it never, if I wake up tomorrow and I have 250,000, that would feel better than going from 199 to 200 over the course of like, a whole day. So it's all relative, but it's awesome. I mean, it's awesome. I think I just have next guy I got to pass is Cincinnati Picker. Then we got Craigslist Hunter. Then we got Reezy Resells, and then we got Paul Cantu. He's the final boss, and then we're set.
Boss.
He's been sitting at about 620,000 for about 2 years though.
I don't even know what he's doing. Like, he's probably just retired at this point.
He's still making thrifting videos, still finding vintage grails every time he goes, but
Texas Family Thrifts or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's a family thrift outlet, I think. But
oh yeah.
So I saw that you did something on Instagram. Was it yesterday or today? Actually, it couldn't have been today because I'm kind of trying to take a break from Instagram today. But you said something like "Ask me anything," and I noticed that it's not. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. But I noticed that a lot of people. First of all, I really want to just commend you because for anybody that's listening, whether you're listening because you like us or you're listening because you're looking for dirt to talk crap about us, because there's a bunch of negativity in the reselling community, and I know I'm going to hear it from someone, but a lot of people just seem to really give you a hard time about the difference between being a reseller and a YouTuber. And I think one thing that I really admire about you is that you just don't let it get to you. And for me, like, I wear my heart on my sleeve big time.
Yeah.
So when people say something about me, I'm just like, I feel like it's my responsibility to try to defend myself, even though I know I don't have to.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Joey about this the other day, and I'm trying to get better at just not caring what people think, like full Gary V, just don't give a flying flip, and, they can hate me, they can love me. I am who I am, and that's just it. If you don't think I'm a good reseller, okay, fine with me. Like, I'm making a good living. I'm paying my bills. I'm providing for my family. I'm doing what I need to do, but what I was saying is the thing that I admire about you is just like, you kind of just let those things roll off your back. At least you make it seem like it, and so, but I think that it's the truth.
I cry at night after the cameras are off. That's when I let all the emotions. No, I mean, who cares, man? It's just a title. Like if you're doing a job that you love and you're making really good money, who cares? You can call me whatever you care. You can call me whatever you want. I don't care. I actually prefer the term entrepreneur over reseller because like most of my time is spent doing YouTube. Like that's the divide that my wife and I have found is that we go thrifting together, sourcing together, and when we get home, I start making the video and she starts listing the items. It's what we both enjoy doing, and it works well for us. It diversifies our income. And I want to even get more diversified. I want to get into rental properties next year and just doing more investing and, have more streams of income they have now. I think we have 6 now, maybe, I don't know, something like 5 or 6. And most of those are involved in YouTube. So yeah, like I'm probably more of a YouTuber than I am a reseller, but that doesn't mean I don't know how to resell. Like I still have the ability to go to a flea market or thrift store or garage sale and just look at something. It's like, oh, that looks valuable. And 8 times out of 10, I'm right. Of course I'm going to miss some things, but I'm not, just because we make way more money on YouTube than we do reselling doesn't mean I'm not a good reseller anymore. It just means I'm a better YouTuber than I am a reseller.
Yeah, because a lot of people in this reselling community are just brutal, like just straight up brutal. Like it's almost like a game, like trying to figure out who's the best reseller in the whole world and try to list as many things as possible. And it's really just about being not too comfortable of what you're doing, but almost like you're supporting your family, you're paying your bills, and what more do you need? Like you're saying you're going to be investing in properties. I think that's amazing. I want to do the same thing as well. But it's just like life is so important to me, like not to worry about these people who just don't get it. Like they're just like, I'm a reseller. Yes, sir. Like, it's like, come on, man. Like let's have fun and enjoy the memories like that. I say to everybody, I want
Yeah.
to make memories and live the best life possible. That's why I quit my
I
job
think
9 to 5.
people just like drama, like in general, like even adults, man. You see it obviously in like elementary school, middle school, and high school, but then even as adults, like drama is just juicy and it's like fun to follow. Like all the stuff going on with Nicole State over the last couple months, like
Yeah.
I've been watching the videos. I'm like, oh, this is getting good, because I'm a very like unbiased person. I'm like, okay, let's hear every side of the story. Like I'm not one to jump on the bandwagon, but I've heard the Nicole State story from multiple angles, even from Nicole. Like she did her one little apology video. I'm like, this is pretty bad, like from any way you look at it. So again, I mean, that's just one example, but yeah, people just like drama.
I think for me, the difference between the like elementary school drama and the adult drama is like the adults like feed off of each other in such a weird way. It's almost like they I don't know how to describe it. Like, have you ever seen the movie I Am Legend, where it's like Will Smith versus like those weird zombie things? It's like all these drama resellers that like want something to fulfill them, with while they're not listing or something, and they're like in the dark corners huddling like
did you hear about this?
And then they see Will Smith, like they see you, Harry Tornado, and they turn around and they like all try to attack you.
Wait, I love that you're comparing me to Will Smith in this situation. Love it.
I'm sorry if you hear my kids screaming in the background. I don't know what's going on, but
it's perfectly like it's a normal human emotion. Like if resellers it's a lonely profession. So like a lot of resellers go on YouTube to feel like they have coworkers, watching live streams and things like that. And so it's normal, like, oh, what's the drama? Well, what's going on? And I don't know. I'm a Christian, so I try not to gossip, but occasionally I do, just because it's like it's human nature, so think just like finding a balance, like some things just aren't worth your time. Like, who cares if Harry Tornado is a reseller or a YouTuber? Like, there's so many better things to drama talk about,
Yeah.
I was gonna say earlier, like Tommy Bernard in his show, like I don't think Tommy likes me very much. Tommy, I don't think you're watching this, but if you are, hey man, I'll come on your show. Like I've sent you Instagram messages in the past and you didn't respond, but I like, from what he said about me in the past, like I don't think he's a big fan of me, and I think he's probably one of the ones that are most vocal about me being a YouTuber instead of a reseller, which is fine. I don't care. Like again, but outside of him, I can't really think of anybody who's like out to get me, for lack of a better word. But who cares, man? Like that's Tommy's show. That's his thing. That's what he does on YouTube. He has his talk show, brings Tracy on. They like, I don't know. It's not all gossip, but it's like juicy drama stuff. They bring up like kind of taboo topics sometimes, and people love it. Like they get a pretty good amount of viewers for the amount of subscribers they have. Yeah. It's not really my cup of tea, but who cares? If you don't like somebody, if you don't like their videos, just don't watch them. Like, I don't know why people comment on videos. Hard. Like, it's so funny because when people
there's so many resellers out there.
When people leave hate comments on my videos, like it doesn't bother me, but I remember the name. I'm like, okay, I remember you, and then they'll keep watching. Like people will be like, I'm done with your videos. You suck. And then like 2 months later, hey man, great vid. I'm like, I remember you. I remember that name. So just don't let it get to you. Like if your videos are good, people are gonna watch, even if they don't like it. Even if they're not gonna like the fact that they enjoy watching your videos, but they will.
Yeah. Well, and I think one of the biggest things, especially with YouTube, is that when you're watching another channel, whether it's you or me or Froggy Flips or whoever, when you're watching this person go thrifting and they pick something up, they put it down, they put something else in their cart, they grab something at the bins. Everybody's business model is so different that someone will like leave a comment and say, I can't believe you left that chicken plate at the bins. That sells for $32.
How dare you call yourself a reseller?
Yeah, it's like, well, I don't like shipping fragile items, or chicken plates is not my expertise. Like, I think that was cool about the mystery palette videos that you did, where like you were actually getting people going, hey, don't throw that away. It's a good item. And then you were actually learning from it, versus people that just like go and say, I can't believe you left those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for $10 each. Or, there was a couple of times where like I've seen you pick up stuff. I think it was the Ninja Turtles in one of your videos, and you're like, I bought these even though I'm not really going to make any profit on them. I'm building a relationship with this vendor, so if he has more stuff, he'll give me a deal. And like I just imagine people going, what a horrible reseller. Who does that? And it's like, I just can't wait for 6 months from now when that guy, you walk up to his booth and he's like, yo, I got the craziest thing in my van and I didn't even pull it out. You got to see it. And he gives it to you. And then someone's going to leave a comment and go, you're only getting these deals because you're a YouTuber. And it's like, no, actually, if you watch my video 6 months ago,
I've spent $1,500 with this guy over the last year.
Yes, I gave him his asking price and made less profit on my end so that I could get a bigger deal in the future. And people just don't think like that. They just think, short term, or they just think like, oh, well, I gotta buy and sell it right now. Or, why would I buy something that I can't make money on in a situation like that? Like, no, you're not going to.
I will say that because we have YouTube as like our main source of income, I am able to like buy things and take risks on things that a full-time reseller alone probably shouldn't do. Like if you're a full-time reseller and you're not filming a YouTube video, it may not be ROI positive for you to like break even on items just for the possibility of a future deal. But I feel like that's a good risk for us to take. So I feel like maybe I need to say that more in videos. Like I'm able to do things that may not be smart for you to do if you didn't have a YouTube channel.
Right.
Yeah, I think that that's something definitely that people need to understand is like, not only are you building relationships for potential better scores, but you're also building relationships so that when that one guy, like when you asked the other day and he said, I got a bunch of stuff in a shed, and you're like, well, can I come make a video about it? And he's like, no, I don't want people to see what I have. Well, one day he's probably going to let you in and he's going to let you record, but because you were respectful, and you didn't like budge and pry and push him to let you come, maybe one day he's going to be like, you know what, I'm ready to let some stuff go. And I'd love for you to come by because I know you're going to, treat me well.
Yeah.
Or something.
You look
like
at
that.
Caleb, Phoenix Resale. He's able to get so many like video game deals because he pays top dollar. Like nobody's going to pay you more for your used video games than Phoenix Resale will.
Yeah.
And he's able to do that because a lot of resellers are basing their video game prices on eBay, and he's able to sell it on Amazon.
Right.
So because of that, I mean, he can go to pawn shops that are pricing their, Game Boy Advance SPs at eBay prices, and he can just pay them full eBay price because he can sell it on Amazon for another $100 more than that.
Right.
So I mean, you just watch his channel. He gets crazy opportunities all
He's
the time
really cool.
because people know that he's not going to scam them. He's going to look. I'm going to look it up to see what it's worth, and I'll pay you like 60% of it. Like if you do that, nobody could ever be mad at you. Like anybody that gets mad at you just doesn't understand business. Like I'm not going to pay you 80% of the value because eBay fees alone is 12.5. So that's just not going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had tons of people DM me on Instagram because I am a big proponent of like bulk buyouts. I love doing bulk buyouts off of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had so many people hit me up and be like, hey, I got 50 pairs of shoes. Do you want them? And I was like, sure. How much are you looking for? They're saying, they say I bought shoes and it's just not my thing. And then they're like, I want $30 a pair. I'm like, well, if you want me to buy all of your shoes,
are they Jordans? If they're Jordans, we can make a deal. But
they're
I get the
Jordans.
same thing, man. Like,
so it's just, it's just, you have to be smart with your decisions, and you have to be polite in some of them. But then also, like, when it comes to, YouTube and reselling just in general, I don't know if we touch this specifically or not, but like, you just have to look at things kind of from every angle. Like before you just get, all riled up that, I didn't pick up something at this video or Josh didn't buy something at this video. It's like, let's ask a couple of questions first and say, well, what's the reason? Was it damaged or was it not a good deal? Were the comps not there? Or, it could just be anything. Like, you could have picked up a Le Creuset pot that looked good on video, but then if you turn it around and you look at the bottom, there was a big hairline crack going down the middle. And then you left it at the flea market and people are like, I can't believe you didn't pick up that Le Creuset. Okay, well, it's broken, but you don't have time in every YouTube video to say every single detail of everything. There's got to be a reason for most things. Like generally speaking, there's a reason that you either picked up something or you didn't.
Yeah.
Not just you, me, Joey, Tommy, Froggy Fluff, everybody. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anything. It's just like you got to like sit back and realize you're watching a 12-minute clip of somebody's like 4-hour trip at the flea market.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's sometimes it's just like tunnel vision. Like sometimes I'll be watching one of my videos, like while I'm editing it, I'm like, the one I posted today, I'm like, why didn't I go immediately to that Venom figure? Like I went up to the table and I was looking at that little Spider-Man book. I'm like, how did I miss this huge like 12-inch Venom figure sitting there? And it's just like you can't look at everything at once. And like when you're editing and going back the second time, you know what you looked at first, so then you naturally look at everything else.
Right.
Like I had one thrifting video where I was like showing the shelf at Goodwill, and there was a Dymo 4XL printer like on the middle shelf. Totally missed it. Somebody's like, "Oh, you missed a 4XL." I'm like, "Yeah, of course I did." But I went and checked, and I was like, "Yeah, I did. Freak, that was like $160 printer."
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just hard to see everything. You know, you can only look at one thing at a time, kind of. And when you go to a sale and you're like, you know, stimulated. I had a Red Bull that morning, so I was like, okay, what's a little scan everything. So it's just hard to like focus and make sure you see everything. That's why I got all the books. Like Haley was going through the books in that video today. I was like, I'll just get all of them because I'm not going to sit here and scan and pick and choose.
That's why.
What would you do after that? Like, would you donate them back to Goodwill, or would you just like lot them up and just try to like start an auction, or what would you do with something like that?
Yeah, I mean, like no matter what it is, like honestly, we should have got the whole 2 boxes of plush as well instead of picking and choosing, because like it's so cheap. You know, if it was expensive, then maybe you should take time to go. But the books are 25 cents a piece. The plush were 25 cents a piece. Just buy it all. Scan it later. Whatever you don't want, just redonate to a thrift store or something. The books were all like sci-fi, like vintage sci-fi and like board game stuff. So we did redonate a couple of them that just weren't worth anything, but most of them are like really valuable, not really, but significant, like more than you thought. And the rest would just be better just lotted up. So yeah, I also like bulk buys as long as the price is right. And 25 cents a piece is a good price for anything.
Oh yeah.
Except paper clips.
You really can't lose when you're buying stuff like that. It kind of blows me away how many times I do like the copper drop on my Instagram story, like when I'm picking up certain things, and how many people say drop. And I'm like, okay, I try to evaluate why someone would say drop on something. The same way I just said about like watching a YouTuber who's doing reselling. It's like, why would you pick up this Nike shirt, or why would you drop it? Is it because you don't like selling clothing? Is it because you think it's priced more than what you like to pay? Is it because you're a bins boy and you're used to paying 50 cents for a shirt and it's $4 at Goodwill? So that $3.50 difference is a big deal to you. Mm-hmm. Are you not listing your stuff? Do you have big death piles? Like could be a lot of reasons why someone would say drop. Do you just not like me on Instagram? So you try to mess up my polls? Like, I mean, there's so many factors, but I do those really for the actual resellers who want to learn, you know, to try to add value to people and say like, okay, well, would you pick it up? And then the next slide, I'll either try to show comps, or a day later, I'll say like, here's what I listed for, and then this is what it sold for. Like that typewriter. I posted that on my Instagram story a couple weeks ago. I picked it up at a thrift store. I paid up for it, in my opinion. I paid $30 for it. And then I bought a garage door opener for $55. And they were the only two things I bought there. And a lot of people said drop on both of them. And they're bigger, heavier items. So I could understand why someone maybe wouldn't want to ship it or test it. I sold the typewriter in 48 hours for $300 plus shipping. And then today I sold the garage door opener for $200 plus shipping. So, you know, $85 investment on 2 items that didn't take long to list. The garage door opener was brand new in the box. I didn't have to do anything but take pictures. I turned into over $500 in sales.
Yeah, you know, but what about the gas?
Oh no, I don't pay for gas. I ride my bike.
There's always going to be somebody, like I always get comments. They're like, "Oh, I want to sell on eBay, but the fees are too much." I'm like, 12.5%. Like,
so sell on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, which is 5%, which is going to be more. Like the only there's like a platform called Vented that apparently has 0 selling fees.
Dude, my sister just texted me that right before this live. She's like, "Have you heard of Vented?" I'm like, "I have no idea." She's like, "It's another listing platform." So yeah, go ahead, talk.
Well, there's no selling fees. So I don't know if they're running ads or they're just selling everything at a loss, and then one day they're just gonna be like, "Oh, we're gonna have 2% fees, and the next week is 5, and next week is 10." Eventually, they're gonna have to make money some way.
Yeah.
I think
So
they're probably doing the same thing Facebook Marketplace was doing when they first started, is like 0 fees on Facebook Marketplace for anything that you sell. And
Yeah.
then they bumped it up to 5%. And it was like slowly people were being added to that 5%. It wasn't
Yeah.
like everybody at the same time. I'm sure it'll happen as if the platform grows. I haven't tried it yet, but I definitely am the king of cross listing. So if there is, more
Using my
platforms,
hands, your
there's more
fingers, right?
platforms to sell on. If there's more platforms to sell on, I'm all about it.
There you go.
But yeah. So
what are I was trying to think of the title for this podcast, and I thought let's say something like changes or something, because we're getting out of the we're just summer and it's in the fall and it's Halloween and Thanksgiving and stuff. I figured I've changed some things in business lately, and we could talk about that. So I guess about a month ago, I switched from 1 day handling time to 2 day handling time. And I did that for a couple of reasons. One, so we wouldn't have to ship every day. Like we still do if we can, but not having to ship every day is really nice. And I didn't think it would affect sales at all, and I don't think it has. Like our sales have actually gone up a little bit since we changed the 2 day handling time. Because I don't think people really care about the handling time. They just see like the estimated delivery date.
Mhm.
As long as it's like within a couple days or so, 4 or 5 days, then it's pretty reasonable. So now like if something sells on Friday, we don't actually have to ship it till Tuesday.
Right.
So Tuesday we ship out Monday, Sunday, Saturday, and Friday. We don't ship on Wednesday. I don't even know, but we just skip a bunch of days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's just Tuesday and Thursday that we have to ship.
I currently still ship every day. I think it's just a mental thing, like a mental block that I have to get over, because it's kind of like listing for me. Like, for example, I did all my shipping this morning, and then I had this item. I sold a Zebra printer, kind of like a Dymo. It's like a smaller label printer though. And I messaged the buyer and said, "Hey, I just want to make sure you understand that this item does not have the power cord included, and that's what you're buying." And he finally messaged me back like 3 hours later and said, "It's fine. I have plenty of power cords." I was like, "Okay, I'll go ship it out right now." And I printed the label, and then it's sitting on my counter. I'm like, I got to go drop this off at UPS real quick. Like, just to have one package that's ready to go, just sitting in my house, was just like bothering me. So UPS is literally right around the corner. That's the reason I did it. But it's kind of like listing for me. I was talking about this on the live with Joey last night. Like, when I buy stuff, I just get anxiety if I have a bunch of stuff sitting around that I'm not listing. Like, why would I go thrift when I've got 74 items from the flea market that I can list right now?
Yeah.
It'd be different if I had like 7 items, but for me, I just can't like mentally get over that. So I sit down and I list it, over the next couple days. And it's the same thing with me for shipping. Is like, I just like to wake up, get my shipping done, pack it up, and then go do my thing. But as it gets closer to the holidays, I think I will change that. I mean, Tim Osborne the Thrift, shout out Tim. He has like 3 or 4 day handling time, I think, and he ships only 3 days a week, if I'm not mistaken. He does
He
Mondays.
has a million day, 90-day total. So
He does have a million. Yeah. And the longer your handling time, you could do all your shipping on like 1 day a week, and then you have bigger package pictures for Instagram. So
which is exactly what Tim does.
Yeah. Oh, it's $7,000 going out. Yeah, that's like 30 days worth of sales.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk about that too if you want. Package pictures is a huge topic in reselling, especially when you're on social media. It's, people who don't provide context, people who don't, provide numbers or share like anything. You could have 40 packages going out, and if your average sale price is $6, it means nothing.
Yeah.
Or you could have 6 packages going out and every item was $100 plus sale, and it's the same amount of money. Actually, it's more money on the 6 items.
But a lot of packages does look cool. Like, a package post don't really bother me. Like, I do agree that, like, yeah, I'd like to see like some further numbers. Like some influencers have actually been accused of like just taping up empty boxes just to like make their stacks bigger.
What?
And I'm like, is that really worth it? Like, I get like social media, like it can be a job, and that's like people monetize that and are trying to like perform for that. But is that really worth like making empty boxes for just a picture? But I don't know, I mean, we've done package posts in the past, but we usually say like, oh, it's only, this huge, covered my whole front porch and it was $580 gross. It's,
Right.
I think it's important to add that information. But what bothers me is when I see the packages wrapped up in the poly bags. If you know, you know.
Good old box and baggie.
Good old box and bag.
So I'm the same way. Like, I've posted package pictures before. I try to only post them when I can provide enough context, or I'm not being lazy and I can say I got 37 items going out, gross sales, net profit, blah, blah, blah. But lately I haven't been doing them either because I've been shipping on Saturdays, because what I hate doing is staying up late and watching football on Sunday night and then waking up early Monday morning with Friday, Saturday, Sunday sales to pack and, overnight sales from Sunday to Monday. And so I've been doing, I ship every day of the week, except Sunday. And then Monday morning, I do pretty much my Sunday sales. So, my weekend stacks don't look as impressive as other people because I've already shipped out Fridays and Saturdays sales.
Yeah.
But again, it's not a competition. Like, I'm not trying to compete with anybody, but it makes a big difference when you can share like 70 items for a weekend versus 13 on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Then you feel like you have to go into your package picture and you have to say, don't forget, guys, I ship out on Fridays and Saturdays. This is only Sunday. Then it looks like I'm coming across as I'm trying to brag that it's only Sunday sales. Or don't forget, guys, I'm a part-time reseller, making a full-time income. Like, there's so many things that just make me laugh, about that kind of stuff. So I'm like, I like to post my haul pictures from the flea market. That's kind of like what I've really been enjoying, is like showing people what I'm finding and, what things are selling for. So,
yeah. Joey, what have you been selling lately?
I actually just sold this Igloo ice machine. Like, you put water in it and it just it makes ice, but it's like a smaller, it's the Igloo brand. I picked it up at a thrift store for $14 and I just sold it for $89.99 plus shipping. I just shipped that out yesterday.
I would like to make a machine that's the opposite of that. It's just like a big thing you put ice in and it makes water. It's very slow. It's actually just like a plastic container, and it's just over the course of the day the ice slowly turns into water. And I think I'm also going to market it at $89.99. I think that's a good business.
Let's go.
Fair enough. Awesome. Just slap a Harry Tornado sticker on it and you'll sell
out. That's the one thing I haven't done yet. A lot of resellers just slap their stickers on basic reseller supplies. I need to get like a tape gun with a Harry Tornado sticker on it, or something like even more random. I can't think of some of those corn cob holders you like shove in to just say Harry Tornado on them. It's something with that sticker on it.
It's how you pick up packages, the poly bags.
Yeah. It's COVID. You don't want to touch all the packages. So
the wagon that you bought at the flea market, you could get wagons screen printed with you and Haley's faces on them.
Yeah.
Flea market wagons, and then sell those for $89.99.
That's right. Yeah.
There you go.
The business opportunities are endless.
So Josh, now that you're getting more into, like, obviously a lot of your content has become, the flea markets and stuff recently. Are you finding that you're enjoying that more than like going to the Goodwill bins, even though you're paying more money, for items like you buy a pair of shoes at the flea market for $15 or $20 and you used to go to the bins 50. A lot more,
Yeah. I mean, I still like the bins. The bins are just, I don't know. We've only been going on half off days. So it's like really crowded. But I still like the bins because you can go in there and get a ton of stuff for super cheap. The flea market is just nice because you can get, I don't know, like, if you go to a flea market and find something that sells for $100, like, that's pretty normal. But like going to the bins and find something for $100, like, that's really exciting. So it's like, it's just different expectations. But I have noticed that like the prices of an item and like my emotions tied to the price is different depending on where I am. Like, if I go to the flea market and find a pair of Nikes for $25, I'm like, okay, I can get behind that. They're worth like 60 or 70. But if I go to like Goodwill and they're at $25, I'm like, Goodwill has lost their mind. I'm never paying $25. So that's something I'm trying to be a little bit more like conscious of. Like, okay, just take the environment out of it and just look at the actual item. Like, I don't care that it's Goodwill, don't care that it's flea market. Is this item worth this price? Because typically you do have to pay up for items at flea markets.
The emotion side of it is so true, because Like, I mean, I made a video like a year ago where it was like Christmas and I walked into a Goodwill and they were selling Christmas trees for like $249. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
it was more like a meme video where I was just like, you guys won't believe these Goodwill prices, and I was like going through. But I think I was talking to Joey about this in a live stream a couple weeks back or something, but I have really changed my mentality on being willing to pay up for stuff. Like I used to walk into a Goodwill and I'm like, ugh, $10 for a pair of shoes, you know, um, and now I'm changing my mentality. Like, wow, $10 is actually, if I can sell them for 40 or 50, like it's an all day, no question thing anymore. Whereas I used to be like, it's not as great as if I could get them for $5, but, even at the flea market, Dalton, when I go to the flea markets with my buddy dealing with Dalton and we do the shoe splits, we went this past weekend and we got some really good deals on shoes. And the most expensive pair of shoes I got was a pair of Nike Air Monarchs, the dad shoe, but they were crispy. And I sell those like all day for $50, 45 to $50 easy.
Yeah.
And they were $12. And she wanted 15. I offered her 10. She said 12 and I took it. And Dalton was like, Drew, there is no way you're doing this right now. I can't believe you're paying. He was making fun of me because I'm the one that's always trying to negotiate at the flea market. And Dalton's like, Drew, just buy them. They sell for $80.
Yeah.
And he hates when I try to negotiate for $1, but I find that the fun part of the flea market. Like,
yeah,
the funnest part for me is negotiating with the vendors. It's, you find something and then you're like, how much for this? And they're like $20. I'm like, will you take 15? No. I'm like, my guy, you got to work with me a little bit. We're at the flea market here.
Dude, and my strategy is just to walk away. Like, I'm like, how much you want for this? And they say 15 and I walk away and they're like, oh, I'll take 10. I'm like, okay.
That happened. That happened with me and Drew. We were at the flea market a couple weekends ago, and we go up and we see Star Wars, like the droid. There's these new things that he got for his son, like for his birthday a couple weeks ago, and there was 4 of them. And he was like, "All right, I want like $10 a piece," and I was like, "Nah, man, that's not good." And I was like, I told Drew, "Let's walk away." We started walking away.
They still sell for like between $60 to $70 each. The comps were there, but still $40 was like, this is a little pricey for a flea market guy.
Yeah. So then we start walking away. The guy's like, all right, I'll do 35. I'm like, nah, man. He's like, I'll do 30. I'm like, I'll see you later. and then like I turned my head. He's like 25. And then I kept walking. I was like, Drew, I think he just said $25. And then we get back there and then we got him for 20, I think, right? Like 5 apiece.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's true.
So
you walk away.
I have them listed. There was 4 of the bodies and then 1 remote. And the remotes are actually the remote sells for like $25 by itself because these are the droids you can go to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disney and build your custom droid. And they like do it there. And the remotes, it's like a kid loses it or a car runs over it, gets smashed or whatever. There's only 2 on eBay right now to replace it. I've got like 14 watchers or something on it. Like, just buy it. It's $25.
Yeah.
But I had an offer on one of the bodies. I listed them for $75, free shipping. And they're kind of heavy, but I had an offer for $60 on one of the bodies already. But I've been holding out because I think as it gets closer to Christmas, I'll sell them.
You could probably put those in a potted flat rate.
Probably, but
you bubble
I don't know,
it
just
really
because
good
of the fragility of it, if that's a word.
Yeah.
So I'd probably just throw it in a box and pay the extra couple of bucks to protect it.
You could actually just throw the box in a poly bag and then ship it for $9.
Oh no! Now Pirate Ship has UPS, so it's even cheaper. Than
actually shipped a golf bag to Washington State today for $4.
What?
I'm kidding.
He put the dimensions as 4x4x1.
Yeah, you can ship, actually like people are like, "How is it so expensive?" Just do 1x1x1, 1 ounce, and you can ship anything anywhere.
That's what people are doing on Facebook Marketplace. Like I've been doing a little bit of sourcing on Facebook Marketplace. And someone had a Rock Band bundle the other day, a drum set, guitar, everything. And it said ships for $3.75 first class. And I was tempted to buy it because it was actually a good price. But I'm like, what if this doesn't end up at my house because the shipping is off?
Yeah.
So I didn't buy it. But I think Facebook is just like taking the loss on those people that are shipping stuff like that, printing labels.
Facebook is learning that a lot of people in the world can't be trusted to govern themselves. Like it's the shopping cart thing. Like you got so much hate for the shopping cart thing, but that's like an actual thing. Like the shopping cart test is like if someone actually goes through the process of like returning their shopping cart to one of the stalls, like it's not illegal to leave your cart in a parking lot. There's no benefit to doing it other than we all know that that's the right thing to do. And like that's the ultimate, like if a human does that, then they're probably capable of governing themselves. But most people don't. If you look at a Walmart parking lot, there's buggies everywhere. If you look at a Target parking lot, their buggies aren't so scattered. And that's interesting demographic change. But yeah, that's like the ultimate litmus test of.
So are you calling me a horrible person then?
No, because you went back and you put up a bunch of buggies. You made up for it.
He made a whole YouTube video about it. Didn't even say one word.
You just had to monetize it.
Yeah, that was where my problem was, is the video that I tried to make up for my wrongdoing. I monetized it, and then I got flack for monetizing it.
Dude, I saw this kid. His Halloween costume, it was somewhere online. His Halloween costume was an influencer apology video. So it was like a frame with like a YouTube, and the title was just "I'm sorry." And like it was like a 30-minute video, and there were like 40 little yellow marks for mid-roll ads. I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. If you guys don't know, mid-roll ads, you can't control what they are, but a YouTuber can control how many there are. So if you watch a YouTube video that's like 20 minutes long with like 15 mid-roll ads, that's totally up to them. They can choose that number. So if it's too much, you can complain because they can control that.
How many typically do you do? Because I have the premium on YouTube, so I don't watch any ads.
I have premium as well. It used to be like one every 5 minutes or so, but now I don't know, sometimes it's like today's video was 15 minutes long, like 14 minutes and 40 seconds, and there was 3. So I did one at like the 3-minute mark, and one at like the 7-minute mark, and one at like the 12 or 13-minute mark. So I don't know, you just kind of space them out. But generally I've seen some like 15-minute videos that have like 6, and I'm like, oh, that's way too many. But generally about one every 5 minutes or so.
Gotcha. It's cool.
I wonder how many people actually watch the ad versus just press skip. I mean, it's got to be 0.00002% of people. Like every once in a while, you'll get that comment that's like, "I watched the ad, so you can make that money, boy. Thanks for the video today," or something.
I appreciate it. I don't know if it makes a huge difference. I think what does make a difference is if you click on the ad and actually buy what it's advertising. That would be good. But usually it's like scammy products. Except for that period of time last year where Mercari was, I guess, just pouring money into their YouTube budget, and every reseller had the Mercari ad that started just with 3 random people introducing themselves and saying nothing about Mercari.
Now they just pay every big YouTuber to make an ad.
Yeah, exactly.
It literally in the last 3 months, there's been like 12 YouTube resellers that have taken money from Mercari, and I'm like, okay, there's got to be one of you guys that doesn't really use Mercari, but you're taking the money.
Yeah, it's first of all, it's just part of being a YouTuber. You're going to do sponsored stuff. I don't know why the reselling industry is so far behind every other industry on YouTube, but that's just part of the thing. But yeah, Mercari had a huge advertising budget, and I don't know what the strategy was, because I told them I did a Mercari video, and they wanted me to title it like Mercari review. And I'm like, if I make this video, it's not going to do well. Like it's going to get maybe 20,000 views and then stop. Like it's that title there's no reason anybody would watch that unless they're searching for Mercari reviews, and there's not that many people searching for it. And they're like, it's fine. We just want you to title that. I'm like, okay, whatever you want to do. And they did the same thing for all influencers. Like everybody that did a Mercari video, it was called Mercari review, honest, and it wasn't honest review. I said like 3 or 4 bad things about Mercari, and they're like, yep, that's great. I'm like, okay, cool. So it was honest, but I'm like, you guys need to, like, it's not Mercari. They're like hiring an advertising agency to like hire influencers to make videos.
Right.
And I'm like, you should really consult with YouTubers, because I know like my video is probably the most viewed on the Mercari one, because everybody else, I mean, it's not an interesting topic. Like I'm like, you need to incorporate this in more.
Once 2 or 3 people put it out, and it's like, okay, it's kind of the same thing over and over. But what interests me about it because like this is where my brain starts thinking like on a business perspective is I think of it in two aspects. The first one is it's kind of like the shopping cart test to me. If you don't sell on Mercari, like you're just taking the money because you want to make money. Like, so let's just be clear. You did it for the money, which is fine because someone offered you money and you did it because you have an audience that will watch the video, whether it's your full audience or just some people. Then the other side of it is the comment section blew me away because you go on everybody's comment section of the Mercari videos. I was looking for negative comments to try to make a video like bashing, you know, not bashing, but like trolling, you know, negative comments. This is what happens when you know, make sponsored videos. Like, you know, I was going to message everybody and be like, hey, I want to do this, but I couldn't find a negative comment. Everybody was like, thanks so much for the information. I'm definitely going to give Mercari a shot. I didn't know that Mercari was so easy to list on. I'm going to download the app. Like the response was actually really positive.
I think the only person I saw that got a couple negative comments was Ashley, Hustle at Home Mom. And it's because she didn't say anything negative. It was only pros. And if you're doing a review of something, you have to say something negative, even if it's something like arbitrary. Like if you do a review and never say anything bad, it seems inauthentic. Right. So, and that's something I told them. I was like, okay, if I do this, one, it's not going to perform well, but if you want to pay me, I'll do it because I sell on Mercari, whatever. But then I was like, I also need to say some critiques because if you don't have critiques, it's not going to seem authentic. And they were fine with it. And they've actually fixed a couple of the issues that I talked about.
That's awesome. So, that's great.
So I think that's why my video personally didn't get. I don't think there was any hate comments on there. Like everybody was like, "Oh, this is cool," you know, whatever. It didn't get views, but it didn't get hate comments either.
Yeah, well, I mean, and another thing that we could talk about on maybe another podcast, because this could go on for hours, is a lot of people who watch YouTuber resellers and are full-time resellers also don't really realize how many new people or newbie or beginner resellers are watching the bigger influencers in the reselling community, because that's just who gets suggested. Yeah. Like I don't watch a lot of the big influencer reselling channels because I'm not learning anything new from them, because I know how to thrift. I know how to sell on Mercari. I know, I'm not saying that like I'm an all-knowing reseller, but like, you know, I'm not going to watch Hustlin' Hooks if they made another video about pots and pans, because I learned about pots and pans from them. But if they made an updated video, they made that video like a year or two ago at this point. So maybe for them, it would be good to make a refresher video where new people who are now following their channel could learn something from it and benefit from it. And that's how most full-timers that either aren't YouTubers or don't watch a lot of YouTube, they get like this, you know, jealous, or, you know, they start getting, you know, negative and saying like, oh, this person's such a bad reseller. It's like, no, I'm just not reaching you're not my target market anymore. You know, like I'm trying to just reach out to people who like the entertainment side of it. There's a lot of people who watch Josh's videos. I'm just using you as an example because you get a lot of views, you know, and say, I don't even resell, but I enjoy watching your videos because you're a nice person or whatever. Like
somebody commented today and said she was like a teacher in Moscow. She's like, I don't resell and I don't even live in the United States, but I've seen every video you've posted for the last like 2 months. I love it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, you never really know who's watching or who you're reaching. And if you're not learning from that person, you know, then maybe it's just not your target market anymore.
I was talking to Ashley Wheeler. Is that Wheeler? Ashley Wheeler, Ashley Mom of 8 or something. I forgot her name, but she's on YouTube and Instagram. And we were talking about like content strategies and stuff. And I think there's 2 different types of audience members with reseller content. So there's like the newbies that are just like watching everybody and like soaking up information, like learning basic stuff, like padded flat rate envelopes and first class and all that stuff. But then you learn that pretty quickly. Like if you like just dive into YouTube for like a month, you can learn pretty much everything there is to know about reselling, like outside of like items like bolos, like the whole process. You can get a really firm grasp on that. And then people graduate from that elementary reseller content into, I like reselling, but I don't want to watch videos about how to ship shoes because that's not entertaining. So that's when they get into more of the entertaining side of things, like, you know, Rally Roots and you know, a little bit of Cincinnati Picker. I think I would qualify him as entertainer. And then me, I'm probably the most entertainment focused reseller YouTube channel there is. That outside of Paul Cantu. Paul Cantu is very entertainment focused.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I
because a
think
lot
that's
of
why people watch. Like, I
Yeah.
try to add like little tidbits of information to like help new people that maybe happen to watch that video. But the bulk of it is like my YouTube strategy is to entertain resellers. Like that I think that's my key audience,
Yeah.
and I think that's worked so far.
Yeah, I mean, and you run with what works for you. You know what I mean? Like some people, like we were talking about earlier, some people are into Tommy and Tracy's, humor style, and some people aren't into it. Some people are into watching garage sale videos. I cannot sit for 40 minutes and watch someone else's GoPro, like because I'm thinking to myself, I should be out at a thrift store in this 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So I just don't watch those type of videos. But 100,000 people watch every one of Anthony's videos, and he finds something amazing at every garage sale he goes to, so there's definitely an audience for it. When Lonnie started making videos about camping in his RV and stuff, he got a huge following that even went from his reselling page to his camping videos because he built an audience also around his personality and who he is, and people like him. And then people also wanted to see like what he was doing. And I'm sure he gained some new audience from like the camping, hiking, RVing lifestyle type videos.
Yeah.
And so, you do what works for you,
Yeah. I mean, like all the whatever you want to know as a reseller is already on the internet. Like if you want to learn how to use a Paddlefly rate envelope, there's 1,500 videos about it on YouTube. So there's no point in me. I get people ask me all the time, "Oh, can you make a video about how to ship golf clubs?" No, because I've talked about that probably in 40 videos, and there's also videos on YouTube about that already. So I'm not so me making a video about that isn't going to help anybody except maybe that one person that asked when there's already resources out there. So I think for most people, like even you guys, like I wouldn't personally, if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't focus on making like videos with titles like that, like how to do this, how to do vacation mode on eBay. I kind of made a video about that recently, but it was like, can you take time off as an eBay seller? And it was a vlog, like the whole day, not just like a 10-minute video about how to turn on vacation mode for eBay.
Right.
So I personally, I think reselling on YouTube has come to a point where the information aspect is so saturated that nobody's going to be able to have significant growth if they only focus on the information aspect. You've got to incorporate the entertainment vlog style, because reselling, like I said earlier in the podcast, reselling is very lonely. So people are constantly looking for new YouTube personalities they can just turn on in the background and listen to while they're shipping or listing or whatever. And I think that market is untapped. I think there are so many resellers out there that are just hungry for new people to add to their list of YouTube coworkers. And I think that should be the focus of anybody, not just you guys. Anybody wanting to grow as a reseller YouTuber. Show more of your personality, show what you're doing, show your life, like how you're doing your reselling business. You find the balance. Like don't do it like a 40-minute vlog where it's like what sold for the first 2 minutes and then the last 38 minutes are just you
Shots fired at Osborne to Thrift
at Disney World or something.
Let's go,
dude. I don't know how he does it, and we can start to close with as we're winding down here, coming on an hour. Tim could put out a 40-minute video and people will watch 38 minutes of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I put out a 48-minute video and it gets, 10 out of 10, worst performing video, average watch time, 1 minute and 32 seconds.
Wow.
So, it's amazing, but people love Tim for who he is. And, he's
a very good speaker. He's good on camera. He's like really natural and he's like a normal guy. It just looks like some idiot. No offense, Tim. I'm just describing you as a person, not intellectually. He just looks like some idiot. He looks like a goofy guy. Like, well, look at that. that guy looks like a normal, Joe Schmo. Let me see what he's up to. Oh, he's selling $100,000 worth of used thrift store crap on eBay in the last 90 days. Maybe this guy has something I should listen to.
So the title of this podcast is going to be Osborne to Thrift Looks Like an Idiot.
Is an idiot. That's if we say is an idiot, that would be more clickbait. So that's good.
Tim, we love you.
Of course.
I love you the most, Tim.
But all right, guys. Well, I could talk for hours about reselling content, and we say it every time, but we got to get together more. But for the people's sake, we're going to try to get together more. And I got to go eat dinner with my family. I hope you guys have an amazing amazing week. Thank you guys for listening, or if you're watching this, hope this was nice for you guys to see our faces while we talk. Leave a comment down below. Let us know something that you've sold or that you've picked up recently, and stay positive and run your business the way that it needs to be run, and be like Josh and don't care what people think about you. Don't be a Drew.
That's right.
See ya.
See ya. See ya.